passed so quickly. I am in...
Well, I was here in 2007, of course, and created Sugar Water with the company, when the company was still Diversions. So I think that was the last year that the company was still under that name. But it was a very important time and a very important point in my career, and the work that I did here really helped form the choreographer I have since become. And after I left Cardiff the first time, I went on to take the position as artistic director of Noord-Nederlands Dans. And what is interesting now, after 4 years after the company is closed, I'm now back again here with now National Dance Company of Wales. But it has been a great pleasure to see the development in the company and how strong they look and how committed to the work they are, and that makes it very, very, very nice to be back. For me, what is also really exciting is to see mythology on another company other than my own, because that was also part of the question: would it work? You know, would it have the same integrity on dancers that had not been with me for a long process? How would it translate? And I've been incredibly pleased with what the dancers have done, and really have given it a voice that that reflects the experience that we had in Groningen, but speaks in a slightly different accent, and I find that fascinating to see.
And I can tell you, truthfully, few periods in my life.
Well, the process of creating the work came on the tail end of 4 years of working with some of the same dancers over a period of time, and we in our development started to create a logic, a sense of how we moved and how we thought about movement. And so mythology was really the evolution of that process, though the intention was really to create this structure as a work.
Surprises ahead, but I feel...
Well, the music I think is extraordinary, and when I heard it, I was emotionally moved, and the text of the work is incredibly poignant, and I think related for me to a period of my life, the last period that I was artistic director of Noord-Nederlands Dans. So with this sort of imminent closure of the company, I was experiencing something that was reflected in this score. What was interesting to me was to juxtapose that emotional resonance with a very abstract, form-based choreography, to see what would happen, to not impose my emotional experience on the dance, but rather allow the form to surface, to burst through in an emotional way. Similar to the sound. That was the exercise. That was what I was challenging. Yes, I think that when I started working on the piece, I was interested in my own process and discovering a new method to composition. The performance score of the music has a very clear performance rules, how to play the music, and some of it is left quite open and some of it is very structured. And I sort of was inspired by this to create a method also for creating the movement material, to sort of create an algorithm for the choreography. So what I did together with the dancers of Noord-Nederlands Dans is we created 8 bass phrases that correlate with the text phrases from the work, and on each of those phrases created 7 variations. So in total we had a movement bank of 56 movement phrases. So with that material I then created a logic-based map and used that map to structure the work. So it alleviated any sort of instinctual or emotional input into the work, which I found really interesting, to free myself from that those confines. And that's sort of how it came about.
The ravings of lost hysterical men, I can act with clarity.